Hello everyone, Firecrest Gaming here and welcome back to another video. We are back for the F1 2015 Co-op Championship with myself and MossOMG in the Ferrari, starting from the back of the field. And this time we're at round 3 at the Chinese Grand Prix. China, what can I say about it? I'd say I'm decently paced around it, MossOMG not so much. But I'm feeling confident going into this one. I feel as though maybe we can pick up where we left off in Malaysia. Hopefully that is. And so here we are now on the grid of the Grand Prix, waiting for the lights to go out now. 5 lights. Lights out, and away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix. Pretty good start, must be said. We're on the option tyres, but we're getting a very good start. Both of us trying to get past the Manor cars at the start. And into turn 1, trying to take it quite cautiously. We don't want to hit anyone through this corner, or we'll end up most likely spinning off their rear and messing up our own race. So we're into P10 at the moment, and there's a boss on the circuit in the form of Nico Hulkenberg. Move it along, man. Yellow flag's out. I think there was a bit of a tussle between Verstappen and MossOMG there. And we're going to try and have a look at Hulkenberg and for Romain Grosjean into, I think that's turn 4. Bit of contact on the exit. It's not going to do anyone too much harm there. So everything's looking good so far. We're into P8 from that start. We've had a very rapid start, it must be said. We've gained as many positions as we can. It's just kind of how you have to work when you're starting from the back of the field. As we've got the inside now of Sergio Perez, and we've got his position as well. This is going very well. And how about sick from Daniel? Can we get it? Yes, we can. And Ricardo. Lovely, lovely stuff. Got all those cars in one go. And I know a bit of a fight back from Ricardo there, but it comes to no avail. So as we head now on to the start of lap 2, trying to go around the outside of Felipe Massa on the grass, trying to get around him, diving back at the inside, and we've got the move done on the Williams car. And yeah, and he's trying to fight back though with a Williams straight line speed, and no, he's back up the inside, but no, we're better on the brakes, and we've got him. Now, how about Valtteri Bottas be on the podium? Or does someone want to try and expose themselves to get some recognition on YouTube? It's just not the time. Of all times, not in the middle of a race. There we are, up the inside of Bottas, very nearly making a large amount of contact there. But it's, again, no problem. As we head now on to the beginning of... sorry, no, not the beginning. Sorry, near to the end, sorry, of lap 4. We've caught up to the Mercedes... Well, one of the Mercedes, Hamilton's got a bit of a gap to Rosberg, but we've just got to try and overtake him now. We're a bit of a ways back at the moment, but we've got slipstream and we're going to get some DRS. There we go. Oh, look at the speed now. 210, 215, 219, nearly 220 miles an hour down the main straight, and we overtake Nico Rosberg with a lot of ease there. And moving on now to near the end, about the same time we overtook Rosberg last lap, on lap 5 now, trying to look at Hamilton. And he's very early on the brakes, it must be said, for Hamilton. That was very early on the brakes. Now, what I wanted to do here was I was going to try and... honestly, looking back, I think this was quite bad of me. But I was trying now to drive quite slowly, not to the point where I completely destroyed the Mercedes races, but to the point where I wanted to kind of hold both of them up and back them up so MossOMG could catch up, and maybe we could get some very good constructors points for this race. So that's what I was trying to do, but looking back, I think it really... well, 1, it's a bit flawed because it's quite hard to slow down AI on this game. 2, I've just gone into the gravel in the pit lane. There's an extra one. And 3, honestly, every single time you try and do something like this, it's always going to end up coming back to... it's going to end up going wrong. It's going to come back and haunt you like that. So we're into the pits. And a very good pit stop, and we're still out ahead of Hamilton. That's the important thing. We just want to cover Hamilton for the time being. And then we've got Rosberg, who we need to get out ahead of once he makes his pit stop at the end of this lap. Speaking of which, we're now cutting on to the end of lap 7. The top 3 have now pitted, and we're just waiting for the Mercedes to pop up. Anytime now, into P2 and P1. There we go. Nico Rosberg's back, as is LMP Sortend. Seriously, quit joining and rejoining in the middle of these races. Not the best of times. So here we are now, on to the middle of lap 9. This is what I was basically trying to do. I was trying to drive quite slowly to hold them up, and it was quite bad, actually, looking back. This was... So before you're writing your complaints, I understand, yeah, this was really bad of me, and I shouldn't have done it, to be honest. I really should have just held it and... Well, held the win, basically, which would have been a much better idea, instead of trying to clown around with with two rather aggressive AI. And here again, they are driving very, very slowly there to try and hold them up. It's just basically doing everything. Short shifting through the gears. I'm just not giving it much throttle. And there we are. Now, basically, if the second they try to overtake me, I turn the engine up again. We're going very close, it must be said, with Lewis Hamilton this time. Really, really having to try to re-overtake him. And this is where it all went wrong. Hard on the brakes. Hamilton's up the inside. He's still not back out of the mood, and I'm basically in a proper Mercedes sandwich now. Contact with Rosberg, and that's it. And there's the revenge. I've hit the wall. Well, I've been put in the wall by Rosberg, but really, that may as well have just been me crashing into the wall, because now it is all but over for this race. It is in a dire, dire state now, and I've got no one else to blame but myself. And the pit stop left us all the way into P18. And Button, the first AI we tried to overtake, that was his fault after that. The Mercedes one was completely my fault. But anything after this and the AI were punishing me for every single thing I did just to the Mercedes. I thought you were all trying to catch the Mercedes, not try and, you know, beat me up because I'm trying to help you. As I say that, we get 3 cars in one corner. I'm trying to have a look at Maldonado, maybe on the exit. Banging, just slamming into his car. Very, very close here. Pasta, play nice. Or just send me into the gravel and make me lose 2 positions. And I'm just completely lost now. So I'm going to have to give those places back to Sainz and I think it's Nasser? Yeah. This was really starting to get frustrating at this point, considering I was in the lead for most of this race. And I'd done this and thrown it away, really. And are you actually serious right now, Nasser? Are you serious? He's just gone and spun... Okay, that one was completely his fault. He's just gone and spun me. Come on. We're back down to P17. We've made no progress in 1 lap, basically. We've got to start moving now. We need to start actually gaining positions. So, first of all, Valtteri Bottas. Got him, clean as you like, into the hairpin. We just need to keep moving up the places and keep the momentum going, to be honest. To just try and score a point. If a point is all I'm getting out of this, then a point is all I'm getting out of this. So be it. So we're going to try and overtake, I think that is... Who was that? That was Button. And he's still trying to get us on the exit. McLaren, don't you dare. Get out of here. This is not your race. Button, leave me be. Thank you. Alright. That's him dealt with. And we're on the end of lap 12, obviously. So after this one, there's only 2 laps to go to gain 5 positions into the point. So it's going to be a bit of a push to try and do this. Going to have a look now at the Spaniard Carlos Sainz in the Toro Rosso. Up the inside. And we've got the move done on him as well. So now we're into P14. Next up is Maldonado. So that one's going to be a little bit more interesting, to say the least. We're catching up massively out of the hairpin. Obviously, I'm on fresh options, and the AI are all on worn primes at this point. So I was in the prime position to take the places from them. And I suppose considering what I lost early in the race, then you could say that for most of this second half of the race, I've been winging it. Pun aside, I think we're still within a good shout of a point here. And now we got Fernando Alonso and Ericsson nicely swerving out in between the 2 cars there. So now we're in P11, but where is Verstappen? Here he is. We're now on to the final lap of the race. The Mercedes still haven't crossed the line yet. We're just waiting to see that come up, just so it can be over, basically. This was a race that... There we go. It's finally come up. But Hamilton won from Nico Rosberg. And Verstappen, though, we were trying to go side by side of him here, and he's not helping when I'm trying to catch Hulkenberg, who's right there for P9. This was really, really frustrating because there was nothing more I could do at this point. All I had to do was have DRS and just wait until I could overtake it again. Hard on the brakes. No, there's nothing. That's it. that's it for this race, unless he makes a massive mistake into the final corner, which his chances are slim to none. Yeah, I've done all I can. There's nothing more I can do. Furiously switching through the camera angles. I threw away a race win and 4th place for the team for what that should have been. Instead, we've got 3rd and 10th, which is just unacceptable, frankly. It really is. So that'll do it for this race of the Chinese Grand Prix. It's a write-off once again for me. It seems to be this is the way it's going to go. It's going to be a bad race and a good race. So join us next time in Bahrain, so hopefully we can have a good race. I'll see you then, guys.